So let's talk about DMILS. That stands for distant mental interaction with a living system. Now this is so fascinating because it's basically just a scientific way to say your thoughts affect other people. But this has been repeatedly proven in laboratory settings by credible scientists over and over, and this is basically conclusive evidence that your thoughts affect other people. Now, I'll get into at the end of this video about the ramifications, positive and negative, of this because they are immense. But first of all, let me tell you how these studies were done. Well, there's a lot of different DMILS studies from different laboratories, and they had varying results depending on how the studies were done. Some, just like anything, some studies were good, some were bad. One that I found that seemed to be set up pretty well was where they would take two people. One is the influencer, one is the influencee. They put them in different rooms in this laboratory. The rooms are soundproof, no windows, they can't see each other, they've never met each other, they are strangers, and they don't even really know what's going on, okay? So they'd put the influencee, the person who's going to be influenced, in one room and hook them up to all these biometric devices, measuring their heart rate variability, blood pressure, pulse, oxygen. They even put like sensors on their skin, measuring for like fluctuations in temperature and that kind of stuff. See if they get excited, if they get flush, goosebumps, that kind of stuff. And then in the other room is someone who's going to be doing the influencing. They're just sitting in a chair. Now, they would do 20-minute test with 2-minute intervals. So for 2 minutes straight, the one person is sending nothing but intense, relaxing, calming vibes and thoughts to the other person, okay? For 2 minutes straight. And then for 2 minutes, they're supposed to think about anything else except for that other person, their cat, the game, whatever. And then 2 minutes sending relaxing, calming thoughts to the other person. Now, they're monitoring all this, scientists, and everything's timed. At the end of it, they do this for 20 minutes, and at the end of it, you would have these waves. 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. So for 2 minutes, sending positive, calming, relaxing thoughts to the other person, 2 minutes, nothing. Then they would compare the biometric data from the other person. And they found, oh my God, so many times, the person that on the other end their blood pressure would go down, their heart rate would go down, they would cool off a little bit, like all the things that you would expect to see in somebody that's relaxing. But that person didn't know any of this was going on. They didn't know that for those 2 minutes. Somebody in another room was aiming, like weaponized their thoughts and was aiming their thoughts like bullets at you, but in this positive, calming, relaxing way. Now that's super powerful. That means that person helped to relax the other person, right? In a totally different room without the other person knowing it. Now that's powerful. That means that you can do like distance healing. You can literally use your thoughts to relax someone, to calm them down, to heal them, to encourage them, to do all sorts of things. That means that prayer works. That means all of these things are proven, testably by scientists, conclusively proven. Now, what else does it mean? Well, it gets a little sticky because that's one person, okay? So one person's thoughts can affect someone else, but in like subtle ways, okay? You can't overpower someone's free will. You can't like use your mind to like turn off someone's heart or something like that. You can just subtly affect someone's physiology, but it's still very significant. But what if it was more than one person? What if, play devil's advocate here, you had a big audience and you were able to tell your people at a certain day, certain time, everybody's going to think a certain way about another person. Maybe politically. Maybe you aim it at your opponent, right? Who knows what could happen then? Holy cow. And I know people are going to be like, oh, Jordan, don't give these bad guys ideas. All this data has been out for a long time, okay? I'm not breaking news to anybody here. I'm sure they're using this. But I'm telling you this because we can turn the tables. If bad guys are using it for bad purposes, then why couldn't we use it for good purposes? We do mass meditations, and there's actual data showing that mass meditations can reduce crime rates in a city, do all sorts of amazing things. But what if we did something simple? What if somebody was sick and needed help? And what if we coordinated, let's say, 1 million people at noon tomorrow? Everyone is directing their thoughts, healing positive thoughts at one person at one time for 5 minutes straight. Everybody created this tsunami of positive energy. What would that do to that person? Who knows? Maybe it could heal them. What I'm saying is, these studies prove that one person's thoughts can affect another person in subtle ways. But what if we could organize lots of people to send lots of thoughts, positive, healing, constructive thoughts in particular directions? We could mentally change the world. We could mentally heal people. We could mentally change the tides of our society. We can do that with our brains. They know that. They're using it for their purposes. Maybe it's time we use it for good. That's just my thoughts. Let me know. What do y'all think? Have a beautiful day. Peace.